The Padres have a major problem. There is a slot in the lineup that is completely dead and not producing anything, only causing harm to the franchise and their chances at making a World Series. And no, that is not me being dramatic. That is me just bringing you the facts. What's going on, everybody? I'm Christian Pedersen, back with another episode of Padres Digest. Before we go any further, we are a new channel, and we appreciate all of you flooding in to come watch now that the season has begun. For those of you that are new, I am here just to remind you two things. One, please hit that subscribe button. I got to ask for it. It's easy and fun for you to do. You get the content delivered to you every day. We got all sorts of other great stuff for you to check out. Videos like this, doing deep dives. Two, we're here to just ride emotionally shotgun with you. If you need reactions, takes, all that kind of stuff, drop it in the comment section. Let me know. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it. We'll get through it together, because Padres fandom can be an up and a down thing. Like the fact that there are completely useless men that make these rosters sometimes. And I know I am a YouTube analyst, armchair quarterback, worst kind of person for calling for somebody to lose their job in the major leagues. But let me show you Yuli Gurriel's stats so far this season. Not great. Top number is last season. Bottom number is career. In the middle there, obviously the 2025 stats. I feel bad as a person who myself had to receive the news that you are no longer good enough at this point in your career to play any more competitively organized baseball. Thank you very much for being here. Goodbye. Leave. I know how much that sucks to hear, and I know how much it hurts, and I'm not trying to inflict that, but if it becomes the job, and yes, it is play baseball, but if it becomes the job after a little while, and all you are doing is boiling it down to, are we going to win a World Series or not? Winning bottom line, winning bottom line, winning bottom line. Then you got to really have some more cut and dry type of conversations. And when the Padres were putting together their 2025 roster in the offseason and spring training, it seemed to lean heavy on, we want veterans, guys who have been to World Series, guys who have won World Series, guys who've done the deep playoff runs thing to anchor our bench, and we're going to leave the prospects in the minor leagues. We're not going to call up anybody new. We're not going to give any big shots to anybody. Brandon Lockridge in there, but yeah, he'd sniffed the majors a little bit last year. He's not also, though, like a top slated out prospect kind of guy. He's just a serviceable MLB veteran. He is a different category, but the rest of the bench was put together with veterans. And I do get that. I like that. I love that in a limited capacity. And I think that there are probably two main guys getting the gruff right now. And I don't know if that's even, that's a million years old of a phrase, but it's Jason Hayward and it's Yuli Gurriel, who are maybe the two that are getting the most flack. I think that Martin Maldonado as the backup catcher, for me, is the most forgivable spot in terms of no offense, because tangibly, like, you can see that the pitchers like him. He's out there with Cease, which I think is a huge thing to have a veteran guy who knows how to handle Cease. The bullpen, there's tons of flexibility coming and going. And we got videos breaking down just how well the bullpen is going, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of this stuff. But, yeah, like, of all of it, so the catcher, the backup catcher, that's fine. Right now, and you can see that the team is indeed, this one covers it perfectly. They're 3 for 35 as a group. Gurriel is not hitting well at all. Those numbers, I think, you can maybe project out that he's not going to all of a sudden become Jose Bautista and start smashing home runs late in his career. And I think that when you have other guys like Hayward and Maldonado and Hayward, we got other videos breaking down him in the outfield, but the cliff notes there is he might not be hitting, but he at least provides some degree of safe, reliable left field defense that on days where there are subs or late game changes or anything like that, you can put him out there. And it's not a negative. It's not a detractor. He knows what he's doing. You're fine with him in left field in a way that Gurriel does not really accomplish in the infield at first base or anywhere out there in the outfield. He's just not that good defensively. He's not that good offensively. So I am here to say it is time to launch him off. Happy trails. Say goodbye. We got to move on to somebody else. Now, there are tons of different ways. And this is another funny stat in here that we got. He has more broken bats than hits at this point in the season, and that's unlikely to change by the time you end up watching this video, no matter when you end up watching this video. So the question is, what's next? Who do we go to? Christian, what's the answer? You want to get him off the roster. What do you do in place? So let me say this is also, though, I'll toss it back to you guys. Drop a comment. Let me know who you think the Padres need to go with, what the next move is. I think you break it down into a couple of different questions. First one being, to me, what is the role that really needs to be filled? We have evidence that Arraez is hitting again, and so first base, you don't really need a backup first baseman. You sure you need a guy, but you can train anybody to play backup first base. Lockridge is looking great out in left field, and Hayward can be his platoon, and that is now a solved question, and you can always add to it, but you don't necessarily need to call up a guy the way that we were saying, like Turso needs to make the squad to be part of left field. But now you can just look at it and be like, hey, we just need a guy to be, there's the power left-handed bat is already coming off the bench, hitting really, really well. We've got full videos breaking down all the other guys that are coming off of the bench. We've got veteran infield presence. We've got backup catching. We've kind of got everything. So I think that, you ask yourself, do you then, instead of bringing up a guy who's going to need to get X, Y, or Z number of at-bats because we need to actually fold him in, do you have the luxury now as the Padres to go and dig a little bit deeper and say, oh, we want to bring up Ethan Salas now and give him some little taste of Major League experience? And I'm not saying Salas did not get a ton of spring. I know that that's kind of more of a hypothetical pipe dreamy one, but I'm saying that maybe the Padres right now, with the fact that Gavin Sheets is hitting really well, left-handed, power vibes, check that box. He can be the backup platoon first baseman if need be. The Lockridge and the man Hayward out there and left, they got that kind of little thing figured out. And you can tweak Hayward and we can get rid of him, but he also, you can keep a couple of the veteran guys as long as it's not all of the veteran guys falling apart. Iglesias, like I said, he's got the infield. We've already seen him play third. We've seen him fill in at short. He knows what he can do. He can play over at second. The Padres now have a little teeny bit of flexibility. So do they go get a guy who's maybe got a little bit more speed and somebody that you can put on the base paths as a pinch running option? Do you go get someone like a Salas to be the catcher that can actually, get some time now to learn, because there's a good platoon of catchers and he can just be a backup bench, whatever? Do you go get Turso and commit to, hey, Hayward, we're really going to move you all the way off to just being sort of clubhouse manager, eighth guy down at the end of the bench, to use the basketball reference, and we're going to put out a product in left field that is, two younger guys, but one guy that's already demonstrated for the last couple of weeks that he knows how to do the Major League level, and another guy who was one of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball for spring training. And I think that any of those options, and there are more options potentially out there, so drop a comment, but I think any of those options are fantastic and work out infinitely better than your Yuli Gurriel. So I get the one thing that you can say of burning service time to get to but these aren't guys, we're not even Ethan Salas being the top prospect catcher-wise that we have is not somebody who is slated out to be Mike Piazza going to change the face of the franchise. He's just a nice addition. at the back end of all of the moving and spending and doing this and that. Like, there is nobody in the minor leagues whose service time, us burning, I think is going to ultimately be something that we look back and be like, oh, that was such a stupid, wasted move. So I'm saying, let's get Gurriel out of there. Let's get somebody in there. Let's get somebody young, somebody energetic, somebody enthusiastic, somebody who, if they go 0 for 6 against lefties, at least they still are fast and we can put them in as a pinch runner. I don't know, someone who just has a little bit more utility and opportunity and upside for the San Diego Padres. Let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get Padres Digest content brought to you all season long. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.